Couple days ago, I asked y'all, what city should I visit first? What city has the best NBA fans? And a lot of people said this, but I'm going to give it to Patrick Starr because he said, hands down, the loudest and the most electrifying arena is the Oracle Arena. So, boys, sometime this season, I will be going to the Oracle. I'll keep y'all updated, but we will be there. The LA Clippers won't make the playoffs next year. I do think they're going to make the playoffs this season. Yes, they did just lose one of the best point guards in NBA history, but I still think they got enough on this team to get them into playoff contention. They got back Patrick Beverley. They signed Milos Teodosic. Is that how you pronounce it? Both players are really solid. I think they're going to start Milo at the 1 and Patrick Beverley at the 2. I'm a big believer in Patrick Beverley. I like Patrick Beverley a lot. I think that he's going to play amazing for the Clippers. And they still got Blake Griffin. Hopefully he'll stay healthy. And they still got DeAndre Jordan. I think this still is a playoff team. Hopefully Gallinari can come back from his broken hand. If y'all don't know, he punched somebody in Europe and broke his thumb. He basically, you're not supposed to hold your thumb inside on a punch. He didn't know. He maybe never got into a fight before, but he broke his thumb fighting. But if we take a look at the NBA standings, the way you got to think about it, what teams are going to drop out of the playoffs or what teams got better this offseason to jump in? The Timberwolves are probably going to make the playoffs this season. I do believe that the Nuggets signing Paul Millsap is going to put them over the hump. They were really close last season, but I think that they're going to make it this season. The Grizzlies are like a middle of the pack team like they always are, but losing Zach Randolph I think may hurt them. The Jazz may drop out after losing Gordon Hayward. So there's a lot of leeway when it comes for the Clippers. I think they had an okay offseason, even though, of course, they lost Chris Paul. They did what they could. They got something back for Chris Paul. Let's give them a round of applause for that because he could have just walked, but they end up convincing him to do the sign and trade with Houston. So, yeah, I'm going to say that the Clippers do make the playoffs this season. DAngelo Russell will win the Most Improved Player award next season. I don't have my short list yet, but each year I make a list of 3 to 5 players that I think can win each award. And the way I make my Most Improved Player picks, I think about players that are in a new opportunity. They're getting more minutes this season. They're going to start when they came off the bench, or they're in a new system. And DAngelo Russell fits that completely. His number or his minutes are probably going to be the same between LA and Brooklyn, but the systems are going to be completely different. The cities are completely different. I do for sure think he's going to be on my short list, top 5 to win Most Improved Player. I think when I listened to him with the interview with Woj, he just seemed like he's ready to take on Brooklyn. He's happy to be in Brooklyn. So I think he's going to go out and ball. He's going to show LA, he's going to show Magic Johnson that he's the leader that Magic Johnson didn't think he was, that they made the wrong decision by trading him for Lonzo Ball, basically, if you think about it like that. So, yeah, I think he can win Most Improved Player, but then again, I got to look through the short list, but he's up there. The NBA Draft Lottery is rigged. I'm going to go with yes on this one. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I always have been. And I'm just going to say that it is. I think that back in the 80s, when the Patrick Ewing draft, the frozen envelope, I think back then for sure things were rigged up a little bit. They needed New York to become this powerhouse because it's such a big market. So they gave them the number 1 pick with Patrick Ewing. Obviously, that didn't really work out as far as them winning the championship, but they got butts in the seats for New York. Nowadays it's different, but it could still be rigged because they do the actual drawing of the little lottery balls behind a closed door. We don't see anything. We don't know nothing. They just tell us the number 1 pick goes to the Boston Celtics. We have to accept it. We could be like, well, if they said it, it got to be true. When in reality, they could be doing whatever they want behind those closed doors to bring the Lakers and the Celtics, if y'all think about the last couple years, back to powerhouses, back to this rivalry. They're trying to get it done, maybe. So let's just say that it is rigged and go with that. Cleveland got the number 1 pick to get LeBron, hometown dude. Chicago got the number 1 pick to get Derrick Rose, hometown dude. The Bulls had like a 1% chance to get the number 1 pick that year, and it happened. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that it happened. The NBA should bring back the Seattle SuperSonics. I think that Seattle deserves a team. I would want it to be something different than the SuperSonics. This logo is cool. It's vintage. But if you think about it, it just doesn't really fit the way logos are going. People are changing their logos, it seems like yearly in the NBA. I think they need a newer logo, newer jerseys, but Seattle definitely deserves a team in their city. Fans have been waiting. So let's do the expansion, man. I think that Adam Silver said something about Seattle being on the short list if we were looking to add teams in the NBA. So Seattle fans, just sit back, man. It may happen within the next couple years. But Sonics, maybe not so much, but Seattle deserves a team. Derrick Rose should be in the Hall of Fame. If he retired at this moment, I don't think he's in Hall of Famer. I don't. But then again, you got to think about the NBA Hall of Fame lets a lot of people in. But let's just say, do I think at this point, if he retired, does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? No. But my boy Kuzma made a great point when it came to Derrick Rose that his MVP season was amazing. Those years where you All-Stars were amazing. But I think that he just hit a different chapter in his career. He went to sign with a team that can contend. If he tacks on a couple rings by being a backup PG for the Cleveland Cavaliers or wherever team he goes next, because I don't know if he's going to be in Cleveland after this season, he could end up being a Hall of Famer. If he contributes to winning multiple championships as a sixth man, he can end up being a Hall of Famer. Bill Walton-like. So at this moment, if he said, I'm done with hooping, is he a Hall of Famer? No, but he's still got years left in the tank. So let's hope that he continues to be successful. Because, I mean, y'all know I'm rooting for the boy. I'm rooting for him. I would like to see him win a couple rings if he can. So, not yet, but maybe. The Bucks would be a top 3 seed in the East next season. Let's look at standings again. The Bucks did not make any significant moves this offseason. And you can look at that as a positive or a negative because they do have the pieces. And Giannis. Malcolm Brogdon's pretty good. Chris Middleton's pretty good. Jabari Parker's coming back off another ACL tear. Thon Maker may take a step up. Will they be a top 3 seed? Man, that's tough. Okay, so the Cavs, depending on if they trade Kyrie, they're going to be at the top of the East. Top 3, always. The Celtics made a move that I think makes them better. So they're probably going to be top 3. The Raptors are the same team they've always been. In the last couple years, they've been top 3. And then the Bucks, again, still young, didn't really make any improvements besides the internal development. So I'm going to say they're not going to be a top 3 seed this season. But I wouldn't be surprised if they end up doing it because Giannis took a big step last season. Who knows if he takes another step or if Malcolm Brogdon takes a step or Jabari Parker comes back and he's great or Thon Maker could take a huge step. So I'm going to say they're not going to be top 3, but if they were, I will not be surprised. Kuzma is a future NBA star. I don't think so. It's too early to tell. It is Summer League, man. People got to slow their roll when it comes to Summer League. If you think about Summer League MVPs, people that average the most points in Summer League over NBA history, a lot of those players don't end up being good. End up being good. Y'all know Josh Shelby? Exactly. The dude won MVP of the Summer League, and he's nowhere to be found in the league. And it goes on and on with that. So I think he showed that he can be successful in the league. It was a great pick for the Los Angeles Lakers. They actually got that pick with the Brook Lopez trade. So that was a W of a trade. But yeah, it's too early to tell if he's going to be a NBA star. That's saying much. If you were saying he's going to be a nice role player, I'd be like, sure. But NBA star already, you can't do it. I can't do it just yet. I know that Summer League success doesn't necessarily mean NBA success. In some cases it does, but not always. So because of that, I'm gonna slow the roll just a little bit, and I'm gonna go with no. But if he does, good for him. John Wall is the best point guard in Eastern Conference. Yes, I don't need to explain it anymore. I've said it multiple times. He is the best point guard in East. Out West, he's got Russell Westbrook and Steph Curry ahead of him. But in the Eastern Conference, easily the top point guard. Gary Payton is the greatest defensive guard of all time. Sure, let's go with yeah on this one. The reason I like Gary Payton as a player, of course, because of the defense, and because he wasn't afraid to let you know that you were going to get clamped up this game. He was a talker. Man. And I like that, especially when you can back up your talking. And Gary Payton is known for backing up his talking. If he's telling you you're only going to score 6 today, you're probably ending up with 3, to be honest with you. So Gary Payton locked down, gave 100% every play, which is hard to say. Defensively, a lot of players take defenses off. But Gary Payton, he took pride in his defense. And I like those type of players. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he is the greatest defensive guard of all time. Dennis Rodman is the greatest rebounder of all time. Facts. Hit the facts button. And I am a little biased. Just a little bit. But listen, there are plenty of people that have went out on camera, on radio, and books that said that they hated playing against the Bulls, not because they had to face MJ tonight, but because they had to keep Dennis Rodman off the glass. He is the most tenacious rebounder of all time because Even when you got a body on him, he found a way to get that rebound. There was no plays off, offensive, defensive glass. The worm gave it all. And because of that, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say he is the best rebounder of all time. The numbers may not say that, but let's go with it. Thank y'all so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave it a like. For tomorrow's shout out, here go a question here. The exact opposite of what we did earlier today. What NBA city has the worst fans? Oh, I got a feeling that I know what the answer is going to be mostly, but I want to see what y'all got to say. Peace out. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Oh, the juice is dripping off.